Welcome to Between Both Cheeks, the podcast where we talk business, beauty, and butts. We'll be stripping down the aesthetics industry, whether you're here for spicy beauty tips, savvy business advice, or just a little banter. We've got you covered from front to back. So pull up a cheek and get ready to discover what happens between both cheeks.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Between Both Cheeks. We're so excited to be with you today. We've got Rachel and Robyn on from HQ in Vegas.
Yeah.
And I'm in sunny Vancouver right now. We're going to jump into a Mother's Day topic and maybe not, before you guys hit skip or next podcast or whatever, it's not your typical Mother's Day podcast we're going to have. So at Bryght, we try to be very, very mindful about our marketing, and we try to be very sensitive to everything that's really kind of going on in the world. And I wanted to do a podcast today about all of the marketing material you guys are going to start getting in your inboxes from all sorts of companies about Mother's Day promotions so they can sell product. And I just want to make sure that we come to this from a company perspective, that we understand that some of us may not have mothers in our lives. Maybe we don't get along with our mothers. Maybe we don't want to be a mother. There's all these other aspects to it that I think people in marketing maybe don't think about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we're trying to find the right messaging to still recognize, mothers, our mothers, us being mothers, whatever that looks like, but just in a more conscious way.
Yeah. I love that we do that, because there are many different walks of life and different human experiences when it comes to motherhood.
Yeah. I think it can be quite triggering. Let's say, I remember losing my mother in 2019, and that first year of Mother's Day that came around, everything was so triggering because everything was Happy Mother's Day. I couldn't go out for a normal meal on Mother's Day because it had to be a Mother's Day brunch celebration. Yeah. So that was a big eye opener to me on how are we delivering this message, and who is it affecting possibly in a negative way?
Yeah. There's a lot of different perspectives when you start to think about Mother's Day in all different lights, not even just the aspect of, are you celebrating it for your mom, whether you still have your mom, physically earthside, or if you don't, or maybe you do, but you don't talk to her, all kinds of different situations. I off the top of my head, I can think of 4 different situations for me personally. But that's not just for the aspect of my mom, who is still living, but I don't live close to her. So that is one thing that's hard for me, because over the last, 5-6 years of being far away, I don't get to celebrate that day with her.
Right.
And then I lost my mother-in-law a few years ago to metastatic lung cancer. And it's hard for my husband when it comes to Mother's Day, because it's just a reminder for him, and it's a reminder for me. And then the aspect of me personally wanting to be a mother and dealing with infertility, that brings a whole other chapter of things into it. And I feel one that really gets left behind. I mean, even the other day I was watching TV, and there was one of the pregnancy test companies that make the little pregnancy tests, and they're talking about all the different perspectives of you want to know if you are or not. And there's the one person who's worried that they are, and then there's the other person that's hoping that they are, and then there's another person that's hoping that they are because they already have a child. And I turned to my husband and I said, what about the people that are trying and they get a negative? Where's the representation for those people?
Right.
Because that wasn't there. And that's one of the things when it comes to Mother's Day marketing. It's just celebrate mothers. And a lot of people now, I feel try to include the women that want to be, but are not for whatever reason. So for us, when we send out that messaging, hey, if this is, a difficult day for you, let us know. I think that's awesome, especially for us as a company that we're thinking about, and not just Mother's Day, Father's Day too.
Yeah.
Because it goes both ways.
Right.
I did a cake for myself last year, and I decorated it on the top saying, "Never going to be a Mother's Day." I celebrate not being a mother.
And there's a lot of people that do. There's a lot of people nowadays, that they don't want to have kids. And it's funny. Sometimes I tell Tyler, I'm like, I have so much on my plate. I can't imagine if I had a child right now too. Because there's there's so much.
Yeah. Yeah, well, let's hear it from Rachel.
Yeah.
Because,
tell us, Rach.
Tell us the thing. First of all, how many kids? Let the people know.
Give it to us.
I have 3 amazing children of my own and 1 bonus daughter, my husband's daughter, who's my stepchild, but she's awesome. So I have 4 kids, and I'm not the type of person who probably should, because
yes, you should.
No, here's the thing. I strive really hard at motherhood, and it's not something that has ever come easy, because I don't know. I had other goals and other plans for the trajectory of my adulthood. And, having kids at a young age, I was 19 when my son was born, and then pursuing that path instead of maybe another path that I thought I wanted for myself. So motherhood has been a massive blessing, and I've been so rewarded by it, but it's also probably one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. And I'm still doing, I'm still in it, right? Like parenting, especially when you're not good at it.
You're amazing. You're an amazing
mother.
I've seen you.
But I work at it. And there are like my sister, who's an extraordinary and remarkable mother of 8. She's like, yeah, no big deal. She just, and her children are incredible, and she does it so easily. And I just la la la. And I'm like, bro,
help me.
Yeah. So Mother's Day for me, my ideal Mother's Day is everybody go away and leave me alone.
Wow. Really? Oh my God.
Somebody rub my head.
Yeah. Yeah. Send me to the spa. Send me to the spa for the day.
Hell yeah. So, I love my children and everything. I'm very, very thankful. I really am. But I see Mother's Day as a day that I can just recharge my batteries. Whereas other people see Mother's Day as, I guess it depends on what your personality traits are. You're introvert, extrovert, you're high energy, low energy, and all those things. But so yeah, currently my husband and I are deciding what we're going to do for Mother's Day. Do we pour out on his mother, which is also great, amazing. We love to do that, to pour out on her. Or am I in the year where I'm what do I do?
Yeah.
So
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Anybody who's watching, tell us if you can leave a comment wherever you're watching at. Tell us your perspective. If you're a woman and you're a mom, what do you prefer to do on Mother's Day?
Yeah.
Or what do you think is a good gift for Mother's Day? Or how do you celebrate it?
Right.
Yeah.
I always like to know what other people do too. I've heard some cool stories in the past.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Well, okay. So do you think that Mother's Day should just be, I think it should just be celebrated as Woman's Day almost. I mean, that's the way that I would like to take it, on a company standpoint, right? Just to celebrate womanhood, sisterhood, womanhood. I'll probably get together with girlfriends that also don't have children that have, for me, being child-free is a choice.
Right.
It's an absolute choice. And I knew from a very, very young age that I never wanted children. And I remember my mother, who's very, very old school, as I started to get older, I think I was 26, and I was I am not having children. It's not going to happen. I was with a great guy at that time. And she stopped talking to me for a year.
Wow.
She was so mad that I was not going to have children.
Because she loves them and wanted grandchildren. I can empathize with that type of pain. I wouldn't ever not talk to my children. I would deal with it. But if any of my children or all of my children were we're not having kids, it would take me a minute.
Really?
I cannot wait for the day I get to be a grandmother.
Wow.
Yes. I don't know what it is about grandmotherhood, but yeah. So, grace on your mom. She probably needed to gather herself.
Oh, I'm sure.
Not talking. Oh my God.
I turned out exactly opposite of what she wanted. 1000%. That's for sure. But it's amazing how just culturally too, it's kind of been ingrained in us. And not until recently that I'm seeing a lot more about like, I'm a single woman with no children and I don't care, because my generation, I was constantly asked, when are you going to have kids?
Right.
It's become more normalized now that you can have this single child free life and be fine. But I remember I was a maid of honor in a wedding in Europe, in Poland. And we were all kind of walking down the aisle. And at the party, I had all these like older women coming up to me and they were saying, I'm so sorry that you were so unsuccessful. And I remember thinking like, I'm 26, I'm making 6 figures, I'm running like 400 stores in corporate, I own my own condo, I own my own car, like I'm 26 years old, like where
right?
Yeah. So I was like, I don't understand this. And they were like, oh darling, like you don't have a husband and you have no children. And it like that to me was so mind blowing. Like everything that I strived for and looked for, and like that didn't matter to them because I didn't have family. I was the most unsuccessful person at that wedding, and they like took pity on me.
No, gosh.
Oh gosh.
That's
close-minded. Like I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all.
It's close-minded, but it's again, it's culture. Right? Yeah. It's what people have been, just like marriage, right? To me, marriage is, I always viewed it as a contract. Like, I don't want to have a contract with someone, especially if I'm not going to have children.
Right.
Like, what is the point of getting married, right?
Yeah.
But, I mean, things have definitely shifted from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are a lot more.
They're, like my son's generation, he's 24. And him and all his buddies are intentionally choosing not to marry and not to have kids.
Yeah.
And they're cool with it, and okay, you know, or they're doing it much, much, much later in life, like their 30s and 40s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And back then, because my mom was 35 when she had me, and I got bullied in school that I lived with my grandparents. Like 35 for giving birth at that time was old, right? And now that's maybe even young right now.
Right.
I think that's pretty average. My mom was 36 when she had me.
Yeah.
And that was back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zero regrets on this side. I'm loving this child-free life.
It has its rewards.
Definitely,
It
does have its rewards.
Yeah.
And I've got our little mug. I don't know if it's still on the website, but I don't know if you can see it. It says, Mom, you were right about everything.
Yeah.
That's cute.
I love that.
How cute is that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm drinking out of that today. Those of you looking for Mother's Day gifts, though, what are some gifts that you guys would recommend or suggest out of the lineup of Bryght? Do you think we have anything that's like Mother's Day specific?
Oh, absolutely. I think obviously if there's pregnant mothers, the Strength fights stretch mark because it's super hydrating. So that's great for growing bellies. Our Strength Repair Balm is amazing and phenomenal for that. And we found also that Strength helps soothe and heal diaper rash. Diaper rash. It is all plant-based ingredients, oncology safe even, and it's wonderful for diaper rash.
It's fragrance free too. And even like when you're breastfeeding too, if you get, sore chapped nipples from breastfeeding, it's great for that as well.
Yes.
What about that? Good point, Robyn.
Yeah. And it also has marigold in it, which is a natural pain reliever. So it will numb that pain as well.
Yep.
So I think that's a great one, Rachel. I think that's fantastic.
I love it.
Yeah.
I would recommend one other one too. Our lemon scent body wash. The brightening body. You guys, like it's so wonderful to have a delicious shower at any point in your day and have just this fresh tea tree lemon scent in and throughout that experience. Like it's just, I don't know, it uplifts me and I love it. So I would recommend the body wash as well as a beautiful Mother's Day gift.
I'm gonna throw a caution in there though. Buy the multi-pack because the fathers will steal it.
That is true.
Men love the body wash. They are obsessed with it. So
2 to 3 at a time.
Easily.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
for sure.
So there you guys have it. We have a little 3-version perspective of motherhood and Mother's Day and marketing and how we do it. I'd love to hear from you guys in our comments. We did get some fan mail the other day that we're going to be addressing and responding to, but what are your guys' take on how we as Bryght approach something like Mother's Day? And I'm curious, once you guys start getting those emails from us and text messages, what are your thoughts on that? Do you think that we as a company should just do what everyone else does and do a full Happy Mother's Day campaign? Or do you like what we do, how we take a little more time and thought about being a little more, what's the word I want to use? A little more gentle about it.
Sensitive to how everyone's situation, walk of life.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much, you guys, for joining us for another episode. And until next week.